Hey, good morning, everybody. It's KB5MIQ, big boy. Thought we'd do a little roundup video for the week. Got a different ham radio cat in my lap this morning. Aaron, #1 fan. This is a grandson's cat that has to live with us. She's kind of a knothead too sometimes. Little few random stuff to kind of close the week out. The other night, WD5HKV and myself was doing our 10-meter round table. W5DLX was on vacation, and want to include a pic of him on vacation here in just a minute and see how well he's enjoying himself up there and working ham radio at the same time. Actually, he had a good week on ham radio working in the field. Made some soda contacts. Summits on the air. I think it was his first one on Summits on the air. I hadn't made any of those yet. I made some Parks on the air contacts. But he was using his portable Wolf River vertical, multi-band vertical, and his 891, and a new battery system he got. I can't pronounce it, Bino, whatever it's called, but he got a real good battery. Have real good luck with that. So glad to see him and his family had a good time on their trip, and he still got to work some radio. And on that subject, any of you ham radio guys that do camp, even if you don't want to fool with setting up an HF station, but you have a talkie, take it with you and let somebody know where you're going to be at. And it don't hurt to have somebody check in with you every other day or so just to make sure y'all all right. You know, cell coverage is strange in the world now, especially you get off in some rural camping areas, and you might be able to hit a repeater where you didn't have cell coverage. That way you'd have a way to make contact with people. Anyway, getting back onto our 10-meter round table the other night, had something really good happen. And anytime any of you older hams have this happen, I hope you do the same thing we did. We had a new technician made his first contact ever, and it was on 10 meters with WD5HKV and myself. Done a real good job on it. It was Kilo Charlie 3 Sierra Kilo X-Ray Thomas up in Pennsylvania area, working off a club station. Had a real good contact, good conversation with him, welcome him to the hobby. And anytime any of you guys that's been a ham get to help somebody with their very first contact, send them a card. Even if you don't get one back, send them a QSL card, welcome to the hobby. I've sent mine out to the man, and Jeff's sending his out. That's a good way to keep promoting the hobby and keeping them interested in the low bands. Like I said, we're getting a lot of check-ins here lately on our nightly roundtable, and a whole lot of them are texts. We love for anybody to check in with us. But like I said, we're always going to stay in the novice tech portion of 10 meters for that reason. We've been moving some here lately because there's been some formal nets come up. And I know the rule, if you've got the frequency first, you don't have to move, but we're just being courteous for informal net because we can move. It's one of the great things about 10 meters. There's plenty of room on there, and if somebody comes up and they're trying to fix to run a net and the band's open, we'll gladly relinquish the frequency and let them have their net. Other thing, and I'm going to paste in some videos of a repair I had to do on my antenna array, and like I said, my antenna array's on a budget, and I use push-up poles and dipoles. I got a 2-element Moxon Yagi, and when I added the come here, ham radio cat, come on, hey black cat, there's the other cat in here, Aaron. When I added the 3-element Yagi the other day, about a month ago, got hot, got more worried about making sure my guy ropes was secure, and I forgot to check something, and I left my coax hanging down too low off my Yagi, that when it rotated, it was hanging up on the dipole on the dipole mount I had hired under it. I didn't realize I'd done that. I come here the other night and I rotated around and the rotor quit. And I said, man, there's something wrong with my rotor. Well, I've got my wife a little swimming pool, and I was out there floating with her the other day, and I looked up and I go, crap. That's what my problem is. So I let it down yesterday and pulled my coax up. So y'all see that little video here in a minute. Plus I'm going to stick a picture of Cody in there enjoying himself on vacation. 10-meter bands opening up a lot, and I'm hearing lots of discussions, lots of arguing. people making contacts on the call frequency. You know, there's a lot of, I'm not even going to get into the etiquette part of that. I've made contacts on the call frequency. I usually don't hang out there. Hey, Ham, there's the real ham radio cat there, Aaron, old buddy, my #1 fan. Here's the black cat. I really don't. I like to go to the call frequency and listen for contacts, but I don't. I usually tune up a little bit or down and try to make my own CQ call someplace else. But, you know, and you'll hear every argument in the world over it. So just, you know, overlook it. If the band's open real good, you can make contacts without being on the call frequency. It's a good place to listen, see if the band's opening, and make your calls anywhere in there. And if you're a general and above and 10-meter band is really open, and especially on a contest weekend, tune up above 28.5, anywhere between 28.5, 28.5, 90, somewhere in that area. Because I've got several countries up in there, and it gets quieter and a lot less crowded if you're general and above. If the band's really open good, I always tune up when I'm trying to make a DX contact or a state contact. And speaking of states, I've sorted all my stuff out. I'm down to 6 states, having worked all states on HF, and most of those will be on 10-meter contacts. So I'm trying to get Oklahoma and Arkansas are going to be hard for me to get because of where I live right in the corner of Oklahoma and Arkansas. I think Vermont, South Dakota, and I can't remember the other couple of states I got to get, but I'm working on those now. Alrighty, well that's about all. It's going to be kind of a short video for Sunday. It's getting hot outside, so be aware if you're outside working on anything, especially antennas. You don't need to get too hot working on that. Try to welcome these new hams to the hobby and encourage them to get on HF and enjoy this hobby. I'm gonna go ahead and close out my usual stuff here, this one video, but I'm gonna tag those other 2 videos, that picture of Cody on behind this. I appreciate everybody who watches me and likes to hear what we're putting out. Jeff and I and Cody, Cody and I try to come up with subject matter for this, and we're trying to promote the hobby. Anybody got a question, my email's on my QRZ page. Feel free to email me, leave me a comment. I try to answer every comment, unless for some reason YouTube won't let me answer the comment. That's happened twice, and I don't understand why. Appreciate everybody who subscribed to the channel. We hit 349 subscribers, still growing. This is KB5MIQ Big Boy 73, and stay on here and watch these 2 or 3 little clips I'm going to add on this. Adios. Hey everybody, it's Big Boy up here on the roof. We're going to splice this video in. When I added this 3-element Yagi on 2 meters to my array the other day, I made a mistake, got hot, quit too early. We'll flip this around, y'all can probably see what I did wrong. Of course, my antenna system doesn't look as precise as some, but I left that 10-meter drop too long, and it was hanging on my 17-meter dipole when I try to rotate. So we're fixing to try to fix that right now. One thing with these poor boy arrays on a push-up pole, even no matter how tight you get it, sometimes the wind will turn it a little bit and you got to get it lined back up with your controller. So I got my controller set due east, and I'm going to tighten everything up, try to get her back up in the air. See how that's going to work. But all y'all need a 3-element 2-meter Yagi, go to that video on how to build one. You can build one cheap. You can find a TV antenna that works great.